Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to everyone who's watching this video. My name is Fadlina Alias and I am a senior lecturer at the Faculty of Shariah and Law, University Science Islam, Malaysia. I co-wrote this paper with three other authors, Dr. Diah Martina, who is a renowned palliative specialist, currently practicing at Cipto Mangunkusumo National General Hospital, Jakarta, Indonesia, Dr. Muhammad Andrew Susila, who is a medical law expert from the Faculty of Law, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta, and Mr. Rizaldi Angriawan, who is currently attached to the Faculty of Law and Political Sciences, University of Szeged, Hungary. Malaysia and Indonesia are neighbouring countries which share several common features such as language, religion and culture. Apart from boasting of pluralistic societies, both countries are on their way to becoming, if not already, aging nations. Now, according to the United Nations, an aging nation is that in which those 65 years and above make up 7% of the entire population. An increase in the older population inevitably has an impact on the provision of healthcare services, especially at the end of life. Now, the duty for a doctor to ethically and legally respect a patient's wishes and values is more complex in end-of-life care, where the patient is unable to partake in the decision-making process. Because as more people require life-sustaining treatment, this will lead to the issue of allocation of limited medical resources. And it is against this background that this study seeks to examine the position of Advanced Medical Directives in extenuating these ethical dilemmas. Now, the term end-of-life care is generally used to refer to the health and social care system required to address the physical, spiritual, emotional, and social needs of patients who are suffering from serious illnesses, incurable diseases, or are in the final stages of their lives. As you can see from the screen, end-of-life care falls within the spectrum of palliative care, and it is delivered towards the end of the disease trajectory when death is imminent. One of the main attributes in end-of-life decision making is the significant and compelling difference to patient autonomy, because many people have the fear that it has become clinically possible to continuously be kept alive in a state where they have lost all cognitive functions and are incapable of exercising control over how they wish to be treated. So, advanced care planning is the discussion process between doctor and patient, which may also include family members, to develop and document a valid projection of the patient's wishes with regard to the type of medical care in situations where the patient becomes unable to communicate. So proper advanced care planning, which includes the formulation of advanced medical directives, functions to enhance patient autonomy as it entails the involvement of the patient in expressing and validating his values and wishes in anticipation of a situation where he might lose his decision-making capacity. Now, the existence of a valid advanced medical directive, among others, acts as a guide for doctors to determine the course of treatment that represents the patient's values and wishes when the patient is unable to partake in the decision-making process. And it also enables a more functional allocation of expensive life-sustaining medical treatment, especially in institutions that have limited healthcare budgets. The use of advanced medical directives in medical care is a relatively novel concept in Malaysia and Indonesia, and this could primarily be attributable to the cultural conditions and lack of exposure on the subject matter in both countries. At present, there is no proper regulatory framework governing advanced care planning or advanced medical directives in Malaysia and Indonesia, although some mention has been made in codes, guidelines and directives issued by the relevant governmental agencies in both countries. However, in Malaysia, some effort has been initiated to discuss the issue among the relevant sectors, which recognizes the evident need for a comprehensive regulatory framework to be developed, taking into account the different religious and cultural views. Now, these are the issues and limitations in the use of advanced medical directives which have been identified in the paper. And one of the primary challenges in dealing with an advanced medical directive is that doctors may lack the expertise to facilitate discussions for advanced care planning effectively. Doctors need to spend a considerable amount of time to ensure the patient fully understands the potential medical conditions and available treatment options, which in turn may incur additional financial costs for the consultation process. And Indonesia, specifically, being the largest archipelago in the world and home to over 1,300 ethnic groups, its geographical landscape and heterogeneity in terms of population also pose a considerable challenge in the delivery of equitable healthcare services. So to conclude, the discussions in this paper lead to the finding that both countries face similar challenges in advancing advanced care planning and advanced medical directives in the delivery of competent and sensitive care in a culturally diverse society. So to this end, a structured regulatory framework must be in place, backed by adequate resources and facilities, not only to provide quality palliative care to the public, but also to educate and train healthcare professionals. So we submit that statutory reform will not only serve to solidify the autonomous rights of patients, but also provide an authoritative source that would legally protect doctors from any liability in attending to incompetent patients. Thank you very much for your kind attention. We hope that this video has piqued your interest to download and read our full paper from the journal website. We welcome any comments and further collaboration with anyone who might be interested in this research. Thank you.